London session trading October 27, 2025. This is one of those trading days where things just get longer than it needs to be. But our trusty sped up. I sped this thing up crazy just to show how the trade went. That's me selling there, putting my risk at 5 cents. We were on a losing streak last week, so the account is already up over $3 coming into Monday morning. London session. I sold there right at that FVG. That's where I sold. Place my stop. This thing was extremely sluggish. It was so sluggish. I was like, what? That was me just playing with my take profit. I made my take profit extremely long because I'm expecting price to reach for that new week opening gap, resting below. Not that I was going to leave it to run full profit. Extending my stop loss to show where my entry is. Upper half of inefficiency stays low and lower half is used to send price lower. That was my expectation. So that lower half should be used to send price lower while upper half stays open. That's my expectation. Yep. I reduced my risk to 2 cents just in case this thing wants to misbehave and come back against me, protecting my position. So targeting 30 cents, but this thing just kept moving back and forth and back and forth and back. Come on now, wow for this market. Big now, wow. So targeting that inefficiency resting below, I pointed it out, and that will give me about 30 cents. At this point, I told my student to take off her positions. This was where she took off her positions. I think she got about 3 risks to reward. Yeah, but I left mine to run. And I gave her an example of seeing how she has been eased off the trade because she's still going to watch it reach our full profit target, but she has taken her money and she doesn't have to go through that struggle of holding a trade like I am right now. From this point on, I still had to wait and hold through the trade misbehaving and just going back and forth, consolidating. So I had to speed this thing up crazy. Just kept consolidating. So 415 high impact news, but still no volatility. I was expecting that 415 high impact news to bring in something, but it was just meandering around. I had my suspicion today of the Monday. I was explaining to my student also that this Monday, I highly suspect is one of those Mondays where price just keeps pulling higher. It doesn't want to do anything else. It just wants to continue going higher. So I pointed it out. Pointed it out for her before the fact. That's me taking off my position there. At 20 cents, I had to just take it off. And immediately I took it off, this thing dropped to that 30 cents. That was me checking it. It dropped immediately to that 30 cents, which I pointed out that I'm taking off the position now. And taking it off, I won't be surprised if it drops straight up to my 30 cents. And it did exactly as I pointed out, as I was pointing out to my students. Miracle baby, she has potential. So yeah, that's price giving me that FVG there, and I pointed out I was content for the London session. I don't need price to reach for my full target. I am content with this for the London session. This is where I collapse 90% of my trade, and I can leave the rest to run in my favor or run against me. I could care less. That was something I was pointing out here. Very, very important. Many traders don't give themselves credit unless they get to their full profit target, and I think that that's part of what is like limiting their progress. They don't appreciate themselves enough. They don't sweet talk themselves. They don't allow themselves grow into that pain effortless. Look at that bullish movement. Look at that. Anyone who sold off, price is coming right through their stop loss right now, and it's coming in hard. That's what it's doing. It's coming straight for their stops as I start moving this explosively. Consolidation, after consolidation, the expectation is for price to continue expanding, and it did so as seen. Let's continue expanding. And I think this is our stop. That was all. That was all for the London session. Price just simply came back and went bullish the rest of the day. So let's move on to the next.